Hi and welcome. Today I have a piece for my art ring journal. It's 3.5 by 5 and I'm using Bristol smooth paper. I'm gonna do some embossing first, because if you do that first you don't have to worry about the static that surrounds or anything being not quite dry yet. So if I know I'm gonna do embossing, I try to do it first if possible. I'm using a penny black stamp. It's something berries, glorious berries or something like that. I got it from Simon Says Stamp. It is a cling stamp. So I'm putting some gold embossing powder. And right here I've stamped it once. I'm going to come back and put another stamp above and another below, just to make sure that whole left side is got the stamp coming out of it, so you will see that. Now somehow here I think my camera got on slow-mo. I have sped it up as much as my primitive editing tool allows. So if it gets too slow for you, just notch it up. It does start faster later on. I must have stopped it and reset it, so it went back to normal, but sorry about that. And I can only do a little bit faster, well, 2 times faster, but this needed to be like 4 times faster, I think. So now I'm gonna heat emboss it. And the gold is such a beautiful embossing. Oh gosh, I just love it so much. I could use it every time. But my color I'm going to start with is speckled egg. Now I've got a re-inker on order because I think this is just really dry. Was having a hard time just getting enough ink out of it. It's a little painful for me to watch as I'm doing this voiceover, it being so slow. So feel free to crank that up using your little gear. Okay, I think I'm back to normal speed now. Thanks for being patient. And I'm gonna put a little more embossing down the right side. edges for a little more interest. And I love this alphabet stamp. And I think I love it vertically more than anything. Oh, and you missed, or I didn't record it, you didn't miss it. I put a little ink around the edges using, what was in my gray? Pumice stone. So just, I tried to do a light touch, but it got darker than what I really had hoped. But in the end, you don't really see a whole lot of it. And the embossing I'm using is Lost Shadow. I love that embossing color. It's embossing glaze from Tim Holtz. And I'm going to start the collage, or just kind of laying them out to see. And I think that's when I decide, oh, I want to add some more of the leaves because it just looked weird. And even here, I do one at a time because I'm just kind of going, seeing where it goes. And that is the whole thing. I mean, I kind of have a general idea where I want a piece to go most of the time. Sometimes not at all, but then it just, as I go, it's like, okay, I had planned to only do that, but I need to do this. So here I'm coming back in and I'm going to just add one more down at the bottom. Just to kind of fill in some of that. And it will go right over top of the other, and that's okay. You want to make sure that you melt it through though. Now, because I had put some ink there, I am having a little bit of a problem with it going on top of the pumice stone I had put down. But I'll just use my little dry brush, make sure it's dry, and just kind of sweep off any excess. Yeah, but because it's kind of in a bushy area, it doesn't really have to be perfect. And my last time with my embossing gun, I promise. Seems like a lot of gold, but I will be covering up some of it with the focal image, which is this bird. And I'm going to give all my image pieces here that I've got edging with Vintage Photo just to get any white edges gone. And since it is a standing bird, not a bird in flight, I'm going to give it something to stand on. And this is like a little ticket. It's a digital item. Well, not everything. I do have a couple things that aren't digital, but this one is, and because it had a little area on the left that was open, I wanted to stamp it, so I grabbed the eccentric stamps from Tim Holtz and some black StazOn ink and just put a little circle stamp. I think this is a really cute little stamp. It's great for filling in little spots. And now it doesn't look like it's so bare. And I'm just trying to work out how everything's going to go. I do use that little guy, but not right there. This piece here is a piece of a paper strip from Tim Holtz, and since it's got something that's going under, it doesn't need to be the entire length of the card. You could have it go the entire length and bring the other side in. That's an option. So I'm going to start gluing. And I always start from the back. And the bird will cover up some of that number there, but that's okay. His tail's very pretty. I have been known to trim a tail or two. Maybe the tail was just too long for my piece, or I mean, sometimes they're excessively long, so it's okay to trim them a little bit. You just give it kind of the same cut and no one even knows you trimmed it. That little piece there got mangled at the very end because I used my tiny hole punch, but it was so tiny it wouldn't let go of it. So I had to kind of pry it out of the hole punch. But once it's glued down, you can't even tell. So my bird's going to go on, and one foot is going to be on top of the ticket and one is going to be hanging on the ticket. And the last thing I'm going to do is, oh no, not the last thing, but I am going to add a sentiment from the clippings book. And I just had a little spot, so I wanted to just choose one word, and so I chose friendship. I give it a little bit of vintage photo and glue just to make sure it doesn't, come off. It is sticky, but glue helps. The last thing I'm doing is punching my hole and going to install my eyelet. I want just a note, they do have those still at Michael's. I was able to find some again, so they're still there as of this recording anyways. If you have not subscribed, I invite you to do that. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, or I have heard that if you leave a comment or even an emoji, that even is better for the ratings. Anyways, I've got some final pictures coming up, and hope you enjoy those, and I'll see you next time.